Tonight, the 2020 firefight spans the entire West Coast. Flames burning neighborhoods, cities, and towns. Some people left searching through the rubble that used to be their homes after the flames passed.
The thick smoke turning day to night and eerily tinting the skies orange miles from where the fires are burning. The flames raging with astonishing speed and destruction. Red flag warnings in place across 5 states tonight, covering more than 30 million people. In Oregon, some fires are so dangerous, firefighters are being forced to retreat. Thousands of residents have evacuated to escape the flames.
The temperatures are starting to increase today. The winds are starting to pick up.
Just scenes of utter devastation.
I spoke with a business owner in the southern Oregon town of Talent, my hometown. The Rogue Valley racked by fast-moving flames, devouring homes and businesses, taking at least one life. Devastation this area has never seen.
Businesses, just everywhere burned out homes where nothing was left but, the porch pillars and things like that. But not even a framework or anything. It was just totally reduced to ashes.
David Squires spent 2 hours yesterday as the fire approached along Bear Creek and I-5, soaking this historic barn with a hose, desperately trying to save the headquarters of his family's business.
Probably stayed out longer than I should have, hosing down the building.
And this morning, he couldn't believe what he saw in the wake of the fires.
The building was literally untouched, and we couldn't believe it.
And somehow his family's vintage 1950s Buick also survived. He left it in a parking lot, thinking the barn probably wouldn't make it. A business next door, though, a gym gone, gutted by the flames. And even worse, this 55-plus community erased, homes simply obliterated. He worries some of the residents here may not have made it out alive. Dozens of out-of-control fires are torching millions of acres up and down the West Coast, and winds are fanning the flames. In Washington, in Oregon.
Are we going to be okay?
We're going to be great.
And in California.
It was just raining ash on us.
In the Golden State, more than 20 major fires are raging in a year that has already seen a record 2.2 million acres burned.
Record high temperatures, low humidity, dynamic wind conditions, and the drought of all combined to make this one of the most challenging, perhaps the most challenging wildfire season California's ever seen.
It's just incredible. Late tonight, word that 2 people have been found in the woods of Marion County in Oregon. They found dead in a car. And in Northern California, 3 people are confirmed dead due to wildfires. And it's also important to note, John, that while we hear about these fires raging out west every year, it's like fire season. This is extraordinary, though. In the state of Washington, more acres burned Monday than were charred in the past 12 fire seasons. The National Weather Service saying critical weather conditions out west will continue through at least tomorrow. And for me, it's personal. My family is out there. My friends are out there. It's where I grew up. You can't help but worry as the fires just seem to come out of nowhere. And we've just been texting and calling over and over, right? And it's so dry. So,
Sure.
John.
But the question, you were talking to me last night, you said, John, there was no storms in this area. Where are these fires coming from?
Right.
Now, we don't know specifically, but a lot of these, unfortunately, are going to be found to be arson-related or maybe potentially just freaks of nature where we start to see like trains going on a track and sparks fly off.
Sparks coming off because it's so dry out there.
So dry out there.
But what about those winds? I mean, my family's been so scared because it's just not typical.
No, it's not. And you're going to see this in the big picture here, but we're looking at Oregon. That's where Mary's from. There's California, the state of Washington out to the north. And look at the smoke extending out there into the Pacific Ocean. Mary, for 1,000 miles, you can see that orange glow going all the way out, and then it sweeps back down the coast of California. And this is the reason why San Francisco, all the way down to Los Angeles, they too are seeing amazingly crazy-looking orange skies as, again, the fires are out here and through parts of southwestern Oregon. Look at the smoke just plume off into the Pacific Ocean and then make that boomerang back. Now you're looking at it more three-dimensionally, and these little valleys, these are where the winds really come ripping across, and that's why these areas of western Oregon, which is rare to get such major fires, because of the fact that they are very wet typically, but not this year. The heat has been on, the air has been very dry, and as we look all the way down into southern parts of California, you can see how the individual fires crank up and that Santa Ana wind that comes down out of the east or northeast, you can see individual fires firing up just around Los Angeles. They are not seeing it as bad tonight, but man, Oregon really seeing the worst of it. Hopefully a major weather change is going to take place in about 2 days' time, and it's going to put rain down on the ground and change those wind directions to be not so dangerous.